Hi, I'm Sandy Conkar with Childbirth with Grace.tv, and we welcome you. I am your moderator, and your host today is Elia Blandina, and her topic will be my personal tapping journey, and she'll be discussing the purpose behind her logo, which is very, very interesting. And the first thing that I would like to do is share a little bit of housekeeping today with you so you can really benefit greatly from the shows. If you're over on Google or you're out on YouTube, come on over to childbirthwithgrace.tv so you can join in, step into Elias Theater and join in conversation with the community. Ask your questions, put in comments right below the show, and you'll see a little check mark on the left hand side. You want to uncheck that because the comment section does refresh itself every 90 seconds. And if you're typing along and it decides to refresh on you, you're going to lose what you're typing. So be sure that that's unchecked. Also, if you do not want your comments to go out on your timeline, make sure that once you click into the comment box, that just in the bottom, the bottom left-hand corner as well, that there is not a check mark in that box, and that way it won't post to Facebook. So that's the housekeeping. Another real quick reason to come on over to Childbirth with Grace.tv is because Elia has added her replays in one of the sections or in a couple of the sections in her theater. So if you've missed any of the replays and want to get to know her a little bit better, feel free to come on over there, watch the replays. And today's show will be replayed as well. It'll be an encore at the top for the whole week. So without further ado, hi, Elia.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to Childbirth with Grace.tv, as Sandy said, and I am Elia Blandina, your host, and my intention is to awaken your life power to the birth journey that you are dreaming of. So, and that's goes across the board, even beyond if you've already been pregnant and had children. I also work with women who want to clear any negative emotions that they have from their previous births. And before having children, I work with women who want to get pregnant or is planning to get pregnant, and they want to clear their negative emotions from any previous experiences. And that's what I do. So today's topic is my personal tapping journey and why I picked the logo that I picked for Childbirth with Grace and Awaken Your Life Power. I have two Facebook pages. One is my personal one as a coach, and that's Elia Blandina page on Facebook. And then I have one that's Awaken Your Life Power, and that one's been up longer. There I share whatever inspirational either things that I come up with or that I find on the internet or Facebook or wherever. And sometimes I share really funny stuff, and other times it's pretty serious. But anyways, either way, I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Instagram as well. You could sort of just click all over the place and just sort of find me. But with that in mind, I wanted to talk about my personal tapping journey. And that started first it started in 2008. I was a full-time nurse midwife, and I was commuting 110 miles a day. And I was interested in self-help and stress management because of what I did for my career, not only to help others, but to keep myself grounded and be able to be clear when I worked with other people, even in the standard way of working, which is, just the seeing people in the office and doing prenatal care and delivering and stuff like that. But anyways, I found EFT, the Gary Craig's site actually found me. You know how that internet works when you sort of knows what you're sort of looking for. I looked, and there was that free journal or manual that you could download, and it said, get rid of your negative emotions. It's really easy. You could do it on your own, what have you. And I downloaded that manual, and I was like, whoa, it was 84 pages long. I go, it's not going to be easy if it's 84 pages long. I just thought it was going to be this little quick thing. So I just, stored it in my hard drive. In 2008, carried on with life. And then fast forward into 2010. At the end of 2010, I really felt that I needed to prepare for a really extraordinary year. Unfortunately, what came through in my mind when I was toasting at the New Year's was, and this is going to be shocking, but this was there, and it said, "Welcome to the year of death," was the thought that I had. And I've actually said that other times, and people say, "Oh, I don't know if you should say that because it'll shock people or whatever." But I mean, little did I know that's really how the year would transpire. So I'm going to move forward. I started doing different self-help programs, and then I came across the Tapping Summit in 2011, and around February-ish or so, March-ish, whenever that was. I participated in that, and then it sort of triggered my memory, and I said, oh, very interesting. I think I remember something about tapping that's on my computer. So I did a little search of my documents, and sure enough, there was the EFT manual. And so I thought, oh, okay, cool. It's coming back to revisit me. Maybe it's time to pay attention. So I said, okay, let's do this. So I did some research into some workshops that could be close to me at the time. And luckily at the time, EFT Universe was having a workshop close by, really the next town over. And that was fantastic. So I went ahead and went to that workshop, which was like a 4-day workshop across a week period. It was 2 weekends in a row. And that's when I started really seriously learning how to tap for myself, and started thinking of, wow, this is really a great technique to bring to other people and share it with my colleagues and for stress management, and with my patients, my clients, and all that. So that was in April of 2011, and little did I know that it was going to come in hugely handy the rest of the year. I would never have predicted. Well, I mean, some of the things that happened was not a surprise, because we had our family had 2 family members that were very ill. But the way things lined up, it was very interesting. So this was in April 2011, and then in May, on Mother's Day 2011, my stepfather passed away. And he had a known illness, but that's, when he passed away. And then a month later, in June, my godfather and uncle passed away, and he was the brother of my mom, who her husband had just passed away a month before. So that was in June. July, a colleague of mine who's a physician, he passed away. And so we were the same age at the time. We were 49. And he always was one that he always wanted to work with me, and he was always chasing after me to work with him. And for whatever reason, we just worked side by side. in the hospital, but never together in the same practice. It just wasn't meant to be. But he passed away, sudden heart attack, while he was taking a nap. So that's not too bad, but still very shocking because he was young. And then that was July. And then August, a friend of ours' daughter passed away in an accident. And then in September, a friend of ours' son's friend committed suicide, and he was only 16. So as you can see, I was sort of like, this constant barrage of people. At the time, I was always focused on the death part of it, and that's that people were just dying, and between that and raising, I still had 3 children still at home. Well, I'm not going to say 3 children. 3 of my kids were still at home. One was a young adult, and the other one, though, was a freshman in high school, and then the other one was in elementary school. So, and then I was a full-time midwife, and so you can imagine the stress. And then, of course, there's that midlife crisis kind of scenario. So, because I was also 49, and so tapping came in really handy. All this stress culminated in my husband and I, our relationship started getting really, really rocky, and it was pretty much about to explode from all the stress, because we lost sight of how to communicate with each other, because we had been together for so many years and we were so busy taking care of everyone else that we forgot to take care of ourselves, and we forgot to take care of our relationship. So when everything sort of came up to this huge bubble that just burst open, tapping was there to save the day. And mind you, it was really big issues. So we did try the regular route of talk therapy and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, since I had been studying tapping and I was well connected, and I had a tapping coach already that I was working with, and God was good, the universe, however way you want to believe it. I always say God and my angels were good, and she happened to be an expert in relationships. So we were able to work with her, and within a month of everything almost just mind you, this is now fall. And so, and one of my sons had just started high school. So a lot of big changes, so many changes, and the stress was crazy. So in a nutshell, tapping was there. We came out the other side, stronger. We're still married. We're really happy. We're still working on ourselves always, because that's really our journey, is to always, it's sort of like when you're on the plane and the flight attendant says, if there's a drop in air pressure and the oxygen mask, come on first, put the oxygen mask on you first before putting it on younger children or others. Well, that's really how life is in general when it gets really tough like that. And you have to work on yourself first, and then you can help others. And that's what Awaken Your Life Power and Childbirth with Grace is all about. And that's what I'm all about. So fast forward into the future, as I was developing my work, I had to start coming up with a brand and something, a symbol that really, for me, at least said it all. So then that way, I can convey that to you, and the idea is to set an intention that when people see the symbol, that I'm reminded of what I need to do for you, and whoever looks at that symbol and it says something to them, then hopefully they're drawn to work with me. And if I'm going to remember doing this. If you're just joining us, this is Childbirth with Grace ilyablendina.tv. And remember, if you want to chat with me personally, I'm really open to that. And you can book yourself a 15-minute slot. You could just where it says chat with me kind of thing on the website there. Or if you go to the main page of Ilya Blandina, there's a book me kind of thing there. So now talking about the logo. So the logo is these wonderful hands, and they're green and they're coming up like a tree. And I love that because since tapping you do with your hands, then the hands symbolizing the tree reminds you that these are your healing tools. Okay, and they're facing up because they're facing up to the sky where to me that when you like your crown chakra, it's pointing up to the sky, and the sky is where all divine inspiration comes from, and the heavens and beyond the universe. So therefore that's why the wisps of the tree, which are the branches, is like the sky and the air. And then of course the stars, and they're purple. I love purple, blue, and green. Those are my favorite colors. And of course, what do they represent? The green is the heart, the blue is to communicate, and purple is up there, like it's your crown, and it's a combination of I think it might be the inner third eye. I have to look that one up because they're similar in colors. Anyways, but to me the stars is the heavens, and the universe, and your higher self, angels, whatever it is that you perceive is beyond you, and for some people it's intuition, gut feeling, however, whatever you want to name it. It doesn't really matter what you name it, it's still there. And so that's the symbol, and that's what it resonates for me. And really the inspiration, and what I'm gonna try and do now is share my screen and see if this will work. Share. Oh, yay, there it is. Okay, so can you see that, Sandy? Sandy, can you see that? Oh, yay! You're my eyes.
Looking good, yeah, looking good.
You're my eyes. Okay, good. So the inspiration for the logo came from this photo. I don't know when I found it. I ended up tracing it to this really cool blogger on Tumblr, who all she writes about is like really scientific, but yet spiritual scientific stuff. And so anyways, and it's on there, some sort of science Tumblr thing. But the neat thing about it, if you look at that, it really brings to mind how the human body is connected with the universe. So if you look at the very top, and let's see if I can make this bigger. And I'm gonna move this. So it's really cool. The top, there's a brain cell and all the neurons connected together and all that kind of stuff. And when you juxtapose it to the universe, the pattern is very, very similar. And then, of course, when you look at the birth of a cell, which is the how cells divide, right? It looks like the death of a star. To me, that's amazing to me. And then, of course, we all know, very familiar with the eye nebula. So our eye looks very similar to the eye nebula. So, and there it is, knowledge at Tumblr is where I got this from. So as you can see, I'm sort of connected to more than what we see, and hence why I came up with the hands with the tree and the stars and stuff like that. And there's a really great quote by Eckhart Tolle, which I found the same photo with this quote on the internet. And it says, "You are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while." And to me, that really speaks to how we're really made of stars, stardust, and spirit, and particularly with and I'm gonna get rid of the sharing for a second. Let's see if I can figure it out. Hold on a second. Here I am. Yay. Stop sharing. I'm back. Anyways, I'm back. All right, so where was I? Yeah, the universe and our spiritual connection with the universe and that kind of thing. To me, it's really, really important that in our journey here, we're all trying to figure out why. At least I'm thinking most of us are trying to figure out why we're here. Some people know why we're here. I don't know. Everyone's journey is really personal, but my point is that you don't have to go and suffer and hold on to negative emotions from events that were hurtful to you. And that's what tapping does, is it helps you disconnect the negative triggers in your life so that you don't react when things are happening around you. Because what's really going on is, your body's always protecting itself, and your body's always scanning your environment to see if it's safe or not. That's how we're wired. We're always, without even thinking, it's a subconscious thing. So from zero to 6 years old, we came into this world and we learned so much without in a very meditative state. We were in like delta and theta wave brain waves. So that's all it's like a programming way of being in the first 6 years of life. And if weird things were happening in our life, your parents argue, or this happens or that, or different events, what may seem really small to us now because we're adults and we know technically, okay, what's safe, what's not, when you're 5 or 4 is really big. So, it's very akin to, if you were stuck in a room with no windows, no way out, the door was locked as an adult, we could sit there and say, okay, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to get out? Maybe we'll figure, we have this, we have a what do you call it? A cell phone. We'll call for help, that kind of thing. Or we would do whatever it is, or we would just take a nap, or depending on, because we know someone's coming. But if that same thing happens to a little kid and they get stuck, and now maybe they're 2 or 3, well, it's catastrophic. And it's this little, just a small example, but how as a child things could be happening, and then you create this memory, and that memory is categorized in your brain as, let's make sure we don't encounter the same things. And if we encounter the same things, then it's not a good situation. So it could, and that's just one example. There are so many different examples. You could just sort of think, what are the experiences that I wish I hadn't experienced, and that gives you a clue as to what is a good issue to tap on, and the key to tapping is it's really easy to do, but sometimes when you're doing it by yourself, you're not ready, or your own brain is protecting you and doesn't really want to look at certain things. And sometimes you're just tapping about superficial things, which is fine, because, when you're pissed off at someone just pissed you off, or you're very sad all of a sudden, you could just tap, and that's fine. And that'll bring your emotions down. But the question is, well, why is it what they did made you angry, sad, or embarrassed, or what is it? Why did it affect you? So maybe that's linked to something else. So, and with a coach, they'll ask you the right questions that maybe can help you look at the connecting parts of what's happened to you in the past that could be connected to that. Like, you're afraid to get up and talk in front of people. Maybe you have a past experience of being in grade school and you were asked to talk in front of the class, and you maybe stumbled or something, and then the class started laughing at you, and you were shocked, and you're like, oh, I'm never going to do that again, or something like that. Or there's so many examples like that. So with that in mind, we're gonna do a really cool meditation. Let's see how I'm gonna share my screen again. Let's see. Alrighty. So you could see my screen? Yeah. I'm hoping. Are there any questions out there, Sandy?
Let me check that for you. Not just right along.
Okay.
Just kind of just remind those who are, feel free to come over and add your comments below. And on air.
Okay. All right. So, and Sandy, you could see the wonderful tree, right? The tree.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna play some really cool music, and I'm just gonna talk about whatever comes up for me, or whatever I may sense is coming up for whoever's out there listening. So I'm gonna use my intuition and my spider sense to see what comes up here. So here's a really great music. All right. So let's see. Tapping on your karate chop point. Just sort of look. You have a choice. You can either look at the photo in front of you and soften your gaze, and just use that hands and the wisps of air and the stars in the center as a focal point. Or you can close your eyes, whichever works best for you. But we're tapping on our karate chop point, which is on the hand, right where you are going to use it for karate. And then we're going to take a very big deep breath and exhale. And we're going to do that 3 times. And repeat after me in your mind. Even though I may have had some blocks in the past, I deeply and completely accept myself. And I feel safe now. Even though I may have had some blocks in the past, I deeply and completely accept myself, and I feel safe now. Even though I may have had some blocks in the past, I deeply and completely accept myself, and I feel safe now. Top of your head, all these blocks of the past. Your third eye. As I walk in through the forest of my own personal journey, I see all these trees. Eyebrow point. I could feel the moisture in the air. Corner of eye. I could see the light in the sky. Under eye. I could feel the breeze. Under nose. I could smell the moist moss. Chin point. I could hear the sound of water nearby. Collarbone point. I could hear the birds singing. Underarm. I could feel the ground underneath my feet. Imagine you're taking off your shoes and really feel the ground. A wonderful, rich, moist earth. And you could just keep tapping through all the points as I continue to talk. Don't worry if you miss a point. Doesn't matter. Look at the trees in the picture, or look at the trees in your mind. And I want you to connect with your higher self and ask, what is it that I need to work on to prepare myself to be a parent or to be a better parent now? Whatever age your children are. You don't have to worry about working on them. You just have to clear your negative emotions. And then that changes how you respond to the world. And just keep tapping and breathing at every point. Tap on your head and breathe in. Tap on your third eye and breathe in and out. Tap on your eyebrow point and breathe in and out. Tap on the corner of your eye and breathe in and out. Tap under your eyes and breathe in and out. Tap under nose and breathe in and out. Tap on your chin point and breathe in and out. Tap on your collarbone point and breathe in and out. Underarm and breathe in and out. Top of head and breathe in and out. Now put your hand over your heart, and with your opposite hand, just tap on the back of your hand. And just notice any thoughts that may be coming to you. Notice them and just let them go. Feel the peace of the forest, the trees that are connected to Mother Earth, and reach up to the sky, to the stars at night, to the sun during the day, and to the moon during the day or night. And be grateful for any wonderful experiences you may have had this past week. Be grateful for your family and your friends. And bring that gratitude into your body, through your head, through all the neural pathways of your body, through all the cells of your body. Stand in peace and gratitude. And fill your heart with this gratitude. And when you're ready, push it out into the universe 360 degrees with one breath. If your eyes were closed, you can open them now. All right. Here we are. We're back. Well, with that, that's the end of this session hangout, and enjoy the replay all week. And I'm actually decided to leave the replays up for about a month or so, just so that you guys out there, as you come in, you could see what we've worked on and get to know what I'm all about. And until next time, which is next week, be ready. I'm going to show you some really great techniques for those of you who are pregnant now and you're getting ready for childbirth and you're taking the childbirth classes and that kind of thing, and you're trying to figure out different techniques to prepare yourself for labor. I'm going to show how you can incorporate tapping into your toolbox during the labor process. So bring some paper towels and a bowl full of ice, and I'll let you know how we're going to use that next week. So, and maybe a towel, because the ice melts. So that'd be great. All right. And this is Ilia Blandina, and I'm so happy you were able to join me either live or in the future when the replay is happening. And until next time, keep tapping and let the loving tree of your celestial family be your guide to awaken your life power. Stay present in the moment, enjoy life, and be well. And now you know why I say that, because I'm always thinking of the tree with the hands and the stars in the sky. So until then, we'll have a wonderful week.